All right, everybody, how's it going tonight? Could I get an audio check on the music and the microphone, please, from somebody in the YouTube chat? Alrighty, and it is the dump stream, so we gotta have the red lights for the dumpage. All right, let's go. So, all right, audio sounds good. Perfect. Good stuff. All right, so as you know, the last few weeks we've been hitting this Wyckoff distribution pretty hard. We just keep putting in lower highs. Everything just keeps getting sold into every time we go up. There's another selling event. Yeah, as of right now, we're falling below 82K, below this previous low, which is not a great sign. Our next hope right now is 79K. If that doesn't hold, we're going to be revisiting this 73 to 76K area pretty quickly. That is the 3-day bearish crab harmonic target that we have been eyeing. So here's this crab. We were looking at this back in December. We put in some shorts at 108K. Admittedly, I did let those go when we had that wick down to 79K. I was well enough in profit. I just let it go. Hindsight, I probably should have held it, but that's the name of the game. You just got to take profits. And you know, this 3-day candle formation here, these last 5 candles, one can argue that's a falling 3 methods. You know, you have a big bearish candle, and then you have all 3 of your candle bodies within that bearish candle, and then you have your follow through right here. So if that closes just like that in the next day and 2 hours, the way it is, that's a falling 3 methods, which is a bearish continuation sign. And you know, at that point, minimum you're looking for 76K, maybe even some follow through down to target 2. Eventually, you know, that 66K range might get touched, but let's see what happens at 73 to 76K first. And obviously there's a bunch of different supports we can talk about later on. I don't think we're gonna go just straight from here to 66K in 1 week, so we'll hit it on stream again next week. And yeah, right now we're looking for 76K. Maybe some bleed down to 73K. See what happens. We might get a good reaction, might get a bad reaction. Who knows? We got to wait and we got to see it. The weekly close, not good. You're getting some actual follow through here on this bearish HSI line. Your RSI fell below the 50. Your HSI is way oversold. Still no arrow to be printed yet. We need our HSI to come out of oversold to get that arrow to print. Once that arrow prints, then we need 2 more weekly candles after the arrow retest to get a new confirmation dot, like down here. So what we're looking for is these green arrows and these green dots so we can play these HSI lines. We haven't gotten that yet. So again, let's head down to 76K already and touch that line, fulfill that 3-day crab, and go from there. Gold, just on a crazy run, same sort of thing on the weekly. This is a weekly crab pattern. You technically, you're out of the hop to stop zone, which just for a quick education standpoint, your hop to stop zone is your terminal line to your hop line, and then projected upwards like that. So technically, you know, you would have been stopped out once, but now at this point, you're looking for the next dot. All right, so we have retested this one, so we have our first bearish candle after this arrow retest. So I'm going to make this line red. So this arrow prints, and then this candle right here is your first retest. After that retest, we're looking for 2 red candles to get this thing to head back down and print that dot. Since we have 2 arrows without a dot yet, there might be a situation where we get two dots up in this area, up at the 3000, 3100 area, and then we actually get some correction on gold. You know, just kind of, uh, you know, printing those two dots, you could see, you could argue like a harmonic situation, kind of like something like this. You know, maybe it's the shark, it goes up to the 1 2 1 2, and then it comes back down for the 7 8 6, you know, somewhere in there. You know, if gold hits $2,000, would you really be surprised? Like if it comes down to this area right here to retest that, you can't be surprised, right? It would look great for market structure. So yeah, that's gold. I wouldn't be taking fresh longs on gold here, fresh longs on anything really. And just like that, you know, looking over, BTC is already below 81K, so it's dropped $1,000 in 2 minutes. It's always good, right? Looking at the hourly chart here, hopefully we have some sort of play at a bounce soon, but no oversold indications. Just give me 76K already, you know. S&P 500. This weekly candle close, really not good for the S&P 500. You know, you printed your bearish HSI line and you closed below it after this deep crab pattern. So very extended pattern already. A deep crab pattern takes a lot of work to make. You know, we had to go on a 3-year long run in order to get this deep crab to print. And then we needed another, what is that, 3 months? Yeah, 3.5 months to get our confirmation dot after the pattern printed. And then we spent another 3 months trying to digest this HSI line here. So since we closed below it and our HSI is below 50 and our RSI is below 50, one can expect at least a target one for this to play out. You know, $482. Are you ready for that? You know, might as well try to be. Have some dry powder to try to buy it down there. You know, take your fresh longs down in the 400s, not up here. This is not a good area to manage risk. You know, none of that. You even have divergence. What's here? 1 2 3 4 5 6 consecutive highs with 6 consecutive lower highs on your HSI. So it's a lot. And then your RSI very clearly diverging downwards as well. Let's go ahead and throw some requests in the chat, and also, you know, if anybody wants any assets looked at or any questions on how the harmonics work, please feel free to put in some questions in the chat. We're going to take a peek at Tesla too on the weekly, because I've been layering in this one. I did buy some at 259 and I had another buy set at 249, but I literally got juked. Just to show you, I'll go in on the 5-minute here. So 249 is right here. So I missed my buy on that one. You know, I'll go back to the weekly. Unfortunate, right? You know, you try to play the deep crab and you try to go long at target 2, but you miss your buy by 60 cents. You know, it happens. It happens. All you can do is keep layering in at this point. I'm holding an average at about 264 right now, I believe. I'll have to check my Robinhood, but I'm in the mid to low 260s for an average. You know, considering we were just at 500 not too long ago, you know, that's not bad. We might get a little bit of bleed over. I have some final big buys down at 205. I don't know if those are going to hit or not. Right now our HSI is extremely oversold, and our RSI just completed the bad action magnet move on the lower bar here. You can see how this green line generated on the bottom. So once that touches again here, that bad action magnet move is completed. So it sure took a long time. You know, it took years, or over a year. Yeah. Tesla in the mid 200s, low 200s. That's a buy for me. Jasmine. Take a look at Jasmine on the weekly. Jasmine failing this HSI line here. You can kind of see just eyeballing it right about there. You know, you have price action from history. You had an attempted bounce here in 2022. Had some wick touches here in early 2022. And then, of course, you can see all the correlation 2024, 2025. But now it's very obvious that this weekly candle closing in an hour here, that's a painful looking candle for this asset. Um, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. That is not a good looking candle for this asset. Hopefully, you know, it's just some sort of bear trap or bull trap or whatever you want to call it. But, you know, your next point of control here, you're looking at a little over a cent. So, you know, you got another 11% downside, you know, before it makes sense to go long, or at least consider going long. So let's look down another 10%. If not, you know, your next real area is in there. You know, there's a little bit of chop there, some weirdness going on. Not a super liquid area, but yeah, Jasmine. I mean, can you imagine it going down another 50% from here? It would still be a crazy higher low though, perspective. Like, you know, you got in the macro perspective of things, you got these lows here, and then you have your first lower high, and then this is kind of just chop. That's not really a low yet. Like, it's not a determined low. So like, if we get our next low right there, that's still a good looking uptrend over time. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it has to go down there, but just be ready for it, because that's, if I see the value right there, if I see that area, other people probably will too. And if I was Composite Man, I would want to buy my coins for 50% off. You know, if we were to get some sort of shark wave structure, what is that? The 88. Yeah, that green box just happens to be the 886. Okay, just so happens to be the 886. Keep an eye out for that. You know, it's not a great area to take fresh longs. Let's keep an eye out for these lower levels. All right. Anything else in the requests? BTC dropped another $500 since we checked it yet, so that's you know, we can only go back here. Good old Wyckoff, you know, where was it? So the stream from last Sunday, we were talking about how it just came up and bearishly back tested all of this junk right here, and we just happened to be fortunate enough where I was live streaming right here, and we identified this bearish back test. It was a great spot to get out. It was a great spot to, you know, maybe if you're trapped in some of your longs, to get out. So sell some there and then just pick it up lower and look at it go. It's been going lower and lower and lower. That's why you tune into the streams and tune into the Discord, so you know what's happening with the market. And then also just playing around with these harmonic patterns. Are you ready for an 886 at 58K? You know, again, it doesn't have to happen, but it would still maintain a bullish structure on the weekly. It would still be a macro higher low. But if it ends up going to 58K, don't say I didn't tell you. But I mean, we got 76K, 73K, 66K, and 62K. Those are still big levels yet. But if we end up doing a full-on 886, You know, it's 58K. So just put that on your radar. Put it on your radar. We're gonna go to Pepe and Whiff. So we're gonna take a look at Pepe first. Yeah, Pepe it still needs more time, more time on the weekly. You can see this level right here getting broken. You know, 59 minutes to this candle closes, and that's a really ugly looking candle close right there. Your next honest point of support isn't until right there. And look what happened last time. It did it in one weekly candle, so you might be looking at a very sudden 75% drop. Maybe. You know, just if it happens, it happens, man. And then on the flip side, you know, it could end up being a trap like this. You know, it could end up being a trap. I guess if you really wanted to, God, that's not even like an area, right? But on the weekly, I'm gonna go from that wick right there. So this green box is a really kind of a bullshit area to look at to try to enter in. Like if we see some sort of wave structure develop here, that would be great. If not, man, you're looking at much lower prices, and that's, yeah, Pepe not looking great on the weekly. And your 886 and 786 just happen to be floating right around that line too. So again, if it just does a natural 786 retrace, man, that's a lot of money lost. You know, I'm not saying sell everything right now, but it might be a good idea to get some money ready for the lower buys to average in. You know, if you're still averaged in down here, great. You know, this still, in macro sense, is still higher than it was in many past years. So it's still not a terrible area to let some go if you're in profit, especially if you're about to end up dealing with that much downside. I'd like to look at the daily though here. So the daily, yeah, there's still a lot of room to go down on the daily. I would not be surprised if we end up going to this hop level 2 at this bat. Like, that'd be another interesting level to revisit. That wasn't there on the weekly, but we'll mark that. We're gonna mark that yellow with one line. So we're gonna put that there just for you. But even that, it's kind of in the middle of nowhere, so I don't trust it. But even that's 53% downside. And nothing about this says that it's done selling off. Your HSI and your RSI are pointing straight down. It needs more time. It needs more time on the daily and weekly. Let's go with Whiff. Whiff is one I've been collecting, and admittedly I'm down on right now, but that'll change eventually. Whiff on the weekly. It's what we call floor discovery is what we're going to call this one. You know, you got a angular demand line here that we might be trying to bounce off here, but that's really all the hopium that you got. Excuse me. The 3-day though, you got this bat. This is kind of what I've been trading off of. We got the HSI arrow after the bat. Now, once this HSI arrow prints, this is what needs to happen. I know I'm gonna sound like a broken record here, yada yada yada, but that HSI line right there at the base of the candle that it prints on, once that line gets tested, we're looking for 2 more green candles, and then we get our dot. So We want to see our, happy sunshine dot. We need one more green candle though, and we need our RSI to start rising. But if BTC is going to continue to go down, a lot of these alts are going to just keep going, especially, man, I know I pinged the Discord about this, but you guys, XRP on the weekly does not look good at all. Like, if anything, this is screaming short me. Just the software aside, you have a big evening star right here at the very top of trend with an enormous bearish engulfing follow-through candle right there, and then triple bearish divergence on your HSI and your RSI, and your volumes fading away. And it's after a 400% pump. How much more do you want? Yeah, you got a pretty obvious head and shoulder structure there. Please invalidate me, right? In order for it to actually be it, we have to break this line. As soon as we break that line, it is a actual head and shoulders by the book. And the price target is 52 cents. Isn't that nuts? The actual textbook price target of that would be 52 cents. BTC, 80K, we're just losing value. Minute by minute, second by second. We've lost over $2,000 in value since the stream started. Wow. Let's go on the 5-minute for some degenerate action, shall we? Just this bullish crab absolutely annihilated. Just, yeah, absolutely ignored that. Your volume's starting to pick up though, Granted, this is the only 5-minute. About 10 days ago, I posted a Litecoin short in the Patreon section for everybody to make some money on. Here it is. Same sort of framework that we're seeing on other charts, just a little bit more advanced, right? You have these overbought indications with the HSI lines, but no follow through yet on a lot of these coins. And then Litecoin already has your follow through. And within 2 days of entering the trade, it hit target 1. So right now we're just calmly waiting for target 2 and 3 to hit. Target 3 is at $69 for the memes. Not really, but it kind of works out that way, right? It's at this area, at this historical area. But that's how we're going to play this Litecoin short. It's already going better than expected. We are also doing an H-bar short. This is how it's going so far. Can you guys imagine H-bar back at 6 cents? Can you? Can you imagine it back at 6 cents? I mean, we went from 4 cents to 39 cents. How long was that? 27 days. Okay. All right. So tell me we can't go back to 6 cents in like 3 weeks, right? Yeah, it sucks, right? It sucks to say, I'm not saying the bull market's over by any means. We just need to have some sort of corrective move. That's what bull markets are. You wait for the 1618 extension, you sell, and you wait for the 618 or 786 retrace, you buy back in. Or like me, where I mostly trade on the harmonics, you wait for 886s with confirmation. And then you're really in it, Any other assets that people want to look at? Even if it's your meme coins, you know, whatever, I don't care. Take a look at some pieces of shit. I don't care. What's down the most today? What's CFX? Who knows what CFX is, right? We're going to take a look at that on the weekly. I mean, this is kind of what we're seeing on some of the other ones, right? You know, you see it break this really important level from history. And then what happens? You broke it, buyers couldn't get above it, and you go back down, and that's another falling three methods. That's bearish continuation. It's down 18% today, but are you ready to see it go down another 59%? When it ignores the pattern, which it does happen, usually the sentiment is so bad that, you know, it doesn't matter if the pattern prints or not, people aren't going to buy it or sell it, you know, depending on if the pattern's bearish or bullish. You know, there's too much other variables going on for people to actually play it out and buy it. Kind of like this one, you know, for CFX. You know, the reason why the pattern failed, you know, you have your crap. There's very early signs of it failing too. So like, you know, it was looking really good. It went down to the hop level. You had double oversold confirmations. But then before you reach target one, and you were very far from target one. Target one's at 9 cents up there. Very far from target one. You printed a bearish HSI arrow already. Your HSI got overheated already. And then you had double confirmation that it was overbought before it even went to target one. So that's like your huge red flag right there saying GTFO of this trade. Like, get out. And then look what happened. Look what happened. Just absolute, oh my God, just destroyed. Just destroyed. So when they fail, they usually give several warning signs. You just have to listen. If you don't listen, and if you don't go by the rules, if you don't listen to the textbook, you know, you're gonna lose, obviously. Or there's, you know, lose way more than you should. Stop losses are okay, right? You know, take your 5%, your 10% hit, whatever, but there's no reason you need to go through 20% drawdown on a 3x or 5x trade and liquidate yourself. Take a look at SHIB. SHIB on the weekly 5-minute, you might be getting some sort of double bottom. Everyone loves the 5-minute. SHIB, man. Okay, so we've had this line drawn for I don't even know how long. Many weeks, many months. But you're failing it. You know, you're failing this area, this very important area, going all the way back to 2021. You know, you still haven't taken out these wicks. You have another area kind of right there that might give us a chance. But you know, SHIB, we're looking at another 10% downside before we get to that next support. And then if we really want to go to the, and this isn't even the floor, this is just the next support, it's a 39% down from here still. You know, and just kind of looking at this, it kind of looks like a perfect wave structure. You know, give me the 886. Where's that at? Just so happens to be right at that line. Yeah, SHIB, we let everything go in the red box, and we've just been waiting. Just been waiting. Honestly, that was a pretty cheesy play. I know it's just a wick on a weekly, but you know, you go down to the 4-hour, and you had all day to sell. You know, you set these weekly targets and you wait for price action to go there. And the market gave you 4, 8, 12, 16 hours to sell at that price. So why not? Yeah, so looking at SHIB on the 3-day, I do like the back-to-back patterns here. This is very nice. It's being respected very nicely. Um, Again, though, we just need a little bit more work. You know, get me down, to like exactly the one area. I'm not gonna say all those zeros, but give me a 1000 SHIB so I can buy that. People like Doge, right? We'll take a look at Doge too. Good old Doge. We're still waiting on our green box to hit. Sitting here between 11 and 14 cents. People were calling me crazy, but here it is. We're heading there like a rocket in reverse, kind of, you know. Originally, you know, did some heavy buys down in the 10-cent range in this orange box area because we had so much oversold confirmation here. Sold off a little bit, and now we're just waiting for 11 to 14 cents. We're waiting for an 886. HSI and RSI still pointing down. On the daily, the hop is all the way down at 11 cents. Target 2 on this bat is down at 11 cents. Historical support is down at 11 cents. Man, Doge looks stinky. Doge looks stinky. Doesn't have to go to 11 cents, all right? But it sure looks like it wants it. Who else has got some suggestions that we take a look at? Who else? Sold, just waiting on target 2 at $106. Still waiting. Oh, there's another one I was looking at on higher time frames. That was Brock, right? So Grok might be breaking this support here. Oh man, it's either the best time to buy or the best time to bail. That would be really interesting if we end up completing that type 2 move. Alright, let's take a look at something else here. I know some people like AMP. AMP on the weekly. Not looking fantastic. You know, we still have some ways to go on the HSI and the RSI. RSI still has a good ways to drop yet before it's oversold. You know, you might be seeing AMP back down in this area right here. Right about there in the 0.0026 to 0.003 area. Looks like a good spot to buy some AMP. I currently don't hold any. You know, I got rid of a lot at this white line here, and then I got rid of the rest of the blue line. Still waiting, still waiting. We're gonna look at total as well. Total. Right at that level, right at that 2021 peak, right at that 2024 peak. RSI is pointing straight down though. You know, it wouldn't be weird to revisit this peak, right? Somewhere in this area, right there, 2.1. Give me a fresh oversold signal like we did down here. See these? Give me something like that, like at 2.1, 2.3 trillion. Ondo. Whew, man. We are right at the bottom of that demand zone. I don't remember when I drew this. It must have been on stream at some point. But yeah, we're right at the bottom of that zone, aren't we? On the weekly. Still plenty of room to go on the RSI and the HSI to go down though. You know, you might end up getting in the high 60s even. Give me the dot. Okay, so I put it on the... Okay. I think I'm starting to remember this. Yeah, on the daily, give me another dot. You know, we're just waiting for another dot. Because it failed that one. RSI and HSI below 50. Probably going to hit T2 on this bat down at 0.72. Yeah, I mean, this area right here is your next area. So if we don't hold this zone, your next zone is 65 to 69 cents. But yeah, 38 more minutes and we are technically below it. You know, you got your T1 right here at 86 cents, 86 and a half cents. You're below it. And your indicators are still heading down. That's not a fantastic sign. And your lowest Pi 5 band is all the way down at 65 cents already. Nah. I wouldn't feel fantastic about taking fresh longs here. It could play out glorious, right? But not for me yet. Anything else, guys, before I wrap things up? Give me a 50x alt. I mean, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and plug my shit SRM coin. I mean, respect to that daily candle a few days ago, right? That was 116% candle. Nice. But yeah, so I've been accumulating SRM. My average is actually right about where the price is now. It's in the very high ones. The reason why I'm buying SRM is because it is attached to Solana. It is also attached to FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried, and it's also still on the balance sheet. So, since it's still on the balance sheet, it makes me think at some point, if this is purely speculation, just a gut feeling, like this isn't even really TA on this one, but at some point I feel like they have to pump it so they can sell it off of their balance sheet. Wouldn't that make sense? You go to the weekly and you know you're looking at these levels. Your first major one being right about there at 4 cents, you know, so just from right there you're looking at a 150% gain, and then like if it goes to these other targets from here, you know, that's a 3,800% gain. If it hits the next target, that's a 8,800% gain. You know, we could talk about these other targets too, but you know, if it ends up going back to its all-time high, which it won't, right? Like there's no way it goes back to $11, $12, but that's like a 20,000% gain on spot. And you know, honestly, can alts go back to mid 23 prices sooner rather than later? Um, yeah, it would be nice if we could just pick everything back up at the bottom, right? But I don't think we're gonna get that lucky. Or if it does go to the bottom, everybody's gonna buy in, and then we're just gonna get scammed up to the top, or like it's gonna drop some more, and then we're all gonna get stopped out. See, this is my hope for alts right now. This is why I think there's like a sliver of a chance that altcoins do really well these next couple weeks, months, whatever. Bitcoin dominance. You got a pretty crazy looking double top there after a really long run. One could strategize a short here on BTC dominance. What else is there? Tia, still above $3. Isn't that crazy? So last week on Tia, or last week or 2 weeks ago, I can't remember, but we were talking about some sort of more definitive double bottom around this yellow line. It looks like we're about to get it. We got our bullish HSI arrow printed, and we're already retesting it. So at this point, we just need those two green candles to get our next dot. We need our next dot, you know. Obviously, if we go down to this price, we'll trigger this dot here and print our green line, just like we did up here. But you know, we're waiting for this one to print now. We want another green line down in the 270 to $3 range. So, Tia, it's getting freaking close to being ready. It's getting freaking close. The weekly says give me more time still. So, that might be 2, 3, 4 weeks. Who knows? Let's see. Radium. Radium. Did my music stop? Shit. We'll get that back going. All right. Radium is getting destroyed right now. You know, on the weekly, there's still no signs of let up. Oh man, you got this area right here that I like, which is all the way down at 91 cents. Yikes. Imagine though, just imagine if we do an 886 off of this move and we go back to 25 cents from here. That would be wild. That would be absolutely wild. Let's figure out what happens at 91 cents or before, for that matter. You know, on the weekly, we're oversold on HSI and RSI. So, it's getting close. The 3-day, though, is breaking this Pi 5 band downwards, so that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. 3-day still says more down. Weekly still says more down. Daily still says more down. Yeah. I mean, one more green candle and technically you'd have your dot on the 3-day. But when is that green candle going to come? Your RSI is still below. It's in the bearish control zone. Not fantastic for radium. Not fantastic. It doesn't have to go to 24 cents, right? But that would be pretty epic. Let's pull, I'm curious, let's pull a 618 too. Give me the fit retrace tool. Okay, so your 618 is at 72, your 786 is at 37, and your 886 is at 25 cents. 24, 25 cents. So those are really important areas to look at. Those are your areas of value. Or we just magically pivot right here. You know, what if? What if that was enough? Let's see what the hourly says. Not super convincing, right? Yeah, long story short, these alts, they have a lot of room to fall. They have a lot of room to fall. They don't have to, but they could. Coinbase. Let's take a look at the Coinbase stock, because sometimes this front runs some of this crypto stuff, you know? It looks like we're getting some bids at target 1 off the bat, which is at 223. So let's look at the 3-day. 3-day, you got the HSI, and you're attempting to hold this 212 level from history. Huh. Okay, so the dot printed today for Coinbase too after this Gartley. If you want some hopium, there it is, guys. There it is. If you want your hopium, you know, it's right there at the Coinbase Gartley. Sometimes Coinbase front runs these crypto markets because that's how the composite operator works. But some sort of rally next week would not be weird on Coinbase. Any other requests in the chat? Give me requests, all you guys, all 10 of you watching now. Give me something to look at. Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic 10, Inu coin. I don't care. I'm sure somebody will want to look at Trump coin, so I'll cover that one too. Let's get more of a chart here. XC, yeah. Yeah, Trump, $10. $10. Daily, not even oversold yet. Isn't that nuts? 4-hour. Breaking new all-time lows. Well, I guess if you don't count that crazy move there, but new lows on Trump coin. Arweave. Take a look at Arweave. KuCoin. Looks like we failed some sort of demand zone that I put there. Yeah, yep, we would have been stopped out. It looks like I did some sort of trade setup here, and we would have been stopped out. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of this, because there's no point in looking at it anymore. So, all right, we got stopped out of this area. So now let's look at our next target. You know, you have this low there. We're going to do, and delete this. So you got your low here, you got price action correlation there. You know, we're getting pretty close. You know, let's see what happens at $6.07. If not, your RSI and HSI still say you got a long way to go. The lows back in 2023 just so happened to be at the hop level of those harmonics up there. You know, worst case scenario, Arweave ends up going down another 42%. That Pi 5 band is already down there. Your HSI has a ton of room to fall. Yeah, doesn't look fantastic from here. You know, it looked good a couple weeks ago, but now a lot of these altcoins are failing these dots, and it looks like they're looking for lower prices as of right now. Obviously, we can cover it more next week, but yeah, that's right about it. Trump coin going to zero, yeah, probably. H-bar, yeah, we'll take another look at H-bar. So we set this up short. posted it in the Patreon. Let's see. Let's see. Somebody in the Discord said, can we look at scale? Yeah, we'll take a look at that too. Let's see. Join the Patreon setups. I swear I posted H-bar in the trade setups for a short. I did. Yep. On March 2nd. On March 2nd. So if you were in the Patreon with us, you were short. You were short right there. So yeah, join the Patreon, join the Discord. You know, you don't have to join the Patreon, that's fine. Just join the Discord, you'll get a lot more value there. I hang out there every day instead of just doing a stream once a week, and you can actually get some solid TA. You know, I don't claim to know it all, but I know enough to be a successful trader, and that's more than a lot. So come hang out. Come hang out. But yeah, long story short, short, get it? Are you ready for H-bar at 6 cents? What if we hit the 886? You know, we're still waiting on target one to hit. We got a pretty aggressive target one at a 26% gain on spot. But I am doing 3x, so it'll be more like a 75% gain if this final target ends up hitting. You know, we'll be looking pretty good. We also did a Litecoin short. We'll head back to Litecoin. That one already hit target one. And then somebody wanted to look at scale. We'll look at scale. On the daily, we just had a nice bat complete. Let's take a look at the weekly here. Oh man, the weekly, we're failing this latest bearish, or I say bearish, bullish. We're bearishly failing this bullish HSI dot. So this line right here was generated by this dot right here, and we're failing that. And your RSI and your HSI are below 50. Not great signs. And there's really not much here until the bottom, which isn't much further. It's not much further. Scale. Give it to me at the, you know, 1.9 cents to 2.3 cents. Not much farther to go. Another 13% downside possible. Look at the daily here. You know, the software printed that hop all the way down at 1 cent though. That's a lot of downside there. We still haven't had our bullish HSI dot or anything like that print yet. We need more time. Give scale another week. Look for it to have some sort of correction in this green zone. If not, I mean, your Pi 5 band is already down at 1.8 cents. You know, downside is definitely there. So let's keep an eye on this one though, because I really like the bat pattern that it completed. I really like that, but it needs more time to give me some oversold confirmation for me to get in. All right, hit me up on it next week and we'll take a look at scale again. We'll take a look at Domo, and then we'll go back to the YouTube chat. Nice hat. Oh hell yeah! See, Bitcoin hat. Domo. Is it on Radium or Solana? Or is it something else? Is it a stock? Oh, it is a stock. Yep, my bad. I don't trade stocks much. So weekly, when I say I don't trade stocks much, I mean Like I'll do the big tech stuff, but that's about it. Domo Weekly's looking pretty good, man. You know, your HSI and your RSI are above the 50. You're retesting that bearish HSI line, but you're reacting bullishly off it. I don't like this, however. So we have hidden bearish divergence on those two peaks. I'd really like to see another dot on the downside. Where the fuck is the hop on this pattern? Negative $5. The hop is at negative $5. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean obviously it's not going there. But this is, yeah, I mean this is really, this looks like a good one to start DCAing into. If I can get it closer to $6 again with a dot, I'll buy in heavy on this one. I might get a little bit to get my skin in the game, because just because of that RSI move right there, that close, that weekly close above 50 is so important. We might have some sort of crazy, you know, just bam, right back up to this terminal line at $16 within a couple weeks. That might happen. So yeah, I'll throw a chunk at it, but I'll throw a very big chunk at it if we can get a dot at $6. Yeah, I like that. Good framework. Good framework on the weekly. Daily. Take a peek at the daily. Yeah. If we can get this, yeah, this is great. This is great. Where's my arrow tool? So give me the type 2 return, right, on these two bearish patterns, and then give me the type 2 reaction, you know, back to $6-7. You know, can you're seeing that too, right? I like that. I like that a lot. I might have missed, you know, if I would have seen this a couple days ago, it would make a lot of sense to take a shot at this old dot, right? But I also don't want to pay too much of a premium since it's already up 17% in 2 days. But really a good one. I'm going to set an alert for this one. I'm going to set an alert for that one. Domo's good. I like it. What do we got next? Nothing. No more requests, say. All right. All right. Guess we'll just hang out for a minute and watch the BTC chart, see how it's doing, because for a minute there, you know, I started the stream and we were at 82K, and then all of a sudden 10 minutes later we were at 80K. This might be setting up for a little something here. If I'm feeling peckish tonight, I might try to hit the 886 there on the C point and play it up to the 786. A little bit of speculation for the BTC 5-minute. Do a little bit of leverage trading live, maybe to make some money. I don't know. Maybe we won't want to hang out that long because it could take, you know, these are 5-minute candles, so, you know, you take another 15 candles for it to develop. All of a sudden we're all sitting here for hours. You know, just depends on if you guys want to do that or not. I guess type in the YouTube chat if you want me to stay on and do a live trade or something. It just might take a while to set up because you got to go for the framework. Yar. All right. So BNX. This was another train that left the station without me, that's for sure. Daily RSI and HSI already back above 50, even after that pump from 16 cents to $1. It's already back above 50, and we're oversold at 71 cents apparently. So very strong, very strong. The weekly looks like you're trying to close a pin bar here in 14 minutes on this bearish HSI dot. So we broke, back tested, and now are printing a hammer. Sweet. Sweet. That being said, I don't know if I can buy this up here. The 4 hour, the butterfly. Yeah, this is what I would play, honestly. You know, you have your oversold dot, your HSI line right here. This is a really good reaction off this butterfly. I really like this butterfly. So take me back for the type 2, please. It might not, right? I might not get that chance, but please take me back for the type 2 on BNX. I'd love to be there for it. I'd love to ride this thing from 70 cents to $1 plus and make some money. But BNX is, it looks extremely strong compared to everything else. Like, it's not, you know, hopefully that's not a start of a Head and Shoulders or something, you know, hopefully. We'll see. Kind of like how everything else looks like it wants to go down, but this one, you know, it's not printing those really nasty, ugly candles. You know, you got this big bullish engulfing all the way up at 70 cents. And not only is it at 70 cents too, but it's at this historic area. Like, you have this wick. This wick right here, that was a lot of volume. And then you had your low here, that was a lot of volume. And then you had another high there, and then you had another retest there. So you're regarding what was resistance as support again. It would only make sense that the closer you get to that line, the better your trade setup would get. You know, personally, I'd be looking for something kind of like this. You know, take this back up to here. Print that out, kind of like this, up to that next target there. And then the third target, that's just kind of like you let it ride with a trailing stop. But even these two trades, if you can get down there again, back at that support, you're looking at a 6.2 to 1 for the first target, which that's really good. That's a 73% on spot trade right away. And then your second target's 122% on spot. One can see where you strategize risk around 74 cents in this area, right? Hopefully I don't miss the second train. I hope not. Look at the 15-minute. Getting close. Nice big flaggy flag right here, right? that yeah, that impulse right there looks a little bit fake, doesn't it? We're gonna leave that one out. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing. For the 15 minute for BNX, we're in this pretty large bull flag. I mean this pole, nice pole, dude. And then we're making a mini bull flag in this major bull flag. So we got little bull flag in a big bull flag. Kind of neat, right? What's that meme? Bull flags. Bull flags everywhere. We got a couple major things to do yet, though, on the 15. For your, I'm gonna play both sides here. I, you got your RSI and your HSI above 50, so that's good. Let's get a candle close above that line, and then once we get here, I'm gonna print this red. Once we get there and we do two more red candles, maybe at this hop, so the hop is at 104. So the framework would tell you we're probably going to get a bearish dot somewhere in that area, and then we can watch our PRZ to see what happens. Hopefully we end up just failing that dot and it explodes out of this flag like we want it to. But low time frame looking good. Yeah, bull flags. Still personally though, if I'm gonna buy heavy, I might miss it altogether, but I'm gonna try to wait for, you know, something down here again. I might get left at the station, but it is what it is. All right. Anybody else? Live trade Lego? Yeah. So I guess the main thing is like finding something to live trade. BTC, technically, I'm going to be waiting. It's going to be a long wait. For some of us, maybe. We'll see. But yeah, you got to wait for that line retest, and then you got to wait for a new dot, and then wait for the framework, the indicators, all that stuff. Lots to wait for. All that. You can always bounce around and see if anything is like ready on the 5 minute. See, this is kind of the scenario we're waiting for on BTC. Like, give me the dot and some sort of price reversal framework there. Aave is basically getting ready for it right now. Man. I don't like that dot there, though. Technically, you should be waiting for another dot to print. Let's see if we can find something a little bit better. Part of being good at trading is you gotta wait for the right stuff. Man. Yeah, okay. Cash network. Okay. Still down lower on Femex. Okay. So I just went in at 1097. I like this. So this is why I like it. You have oversold confirmation, oversold confirmation, and then your third oversold confirmation, right? That's a lot of confirmations. And not only that, but you broke downward and then back up on this pi 5 band, the lower band here. Not only that, but there was a big volume spike right there, signaling that somebody was buying. Your RSI and your HSI are both uptrending while we're trying to hold this level. So I like this. I like this. So I'm going to set this up. Yeah. Usually I like a little bit more time than that to study, right? But it is what it is. Technically, your stop loss would have to be below that wick. First target is going to be right there. Like that. And then that's your second target. That's your third target. And then this could be a fourth target. I mean, technically, if you really wanted to, you could YOLO it like that and wait for it to hit T1 again. So yeah, there's Akash network for you. You got some divergence on the HSI too. Got a low peak here, slightly higher peak here. But keep in mind, guys, this is the 5 minute, right? It doesn't mean very much at all. Usually, if you're going to be trading big, you look at daily, weekly time frames. Careful on the 5 minutes. Don't over allocate yourself. Now we just gotta wait for it to move. Probably gonna layer in just a little bit more right here too. Let's see. 1.09. Yeah, how fun would it be if the very first live trade I just get stopped out immediately? How fun would that be? That's the other thing too, is like if you ever have somebody that claims to be the best trader in the world, it just isn't the case, you know. You got to I'm gonna buy a little bit more right here. Okay. And usually I do like 3-4 buys for each of these, you know. And then once you get stopped out, you just wait. You got to wait for the next opportunity. All you can do is identify an edge. You know, if you get stopped out, you can't be like, oh, I'm such a shitty trader, blah, 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 I don't know anything. No, you keep sticking to the rule book. You keep sticking to what you know, and the probabilities end up working out. Especially if you set stop losses and take profits, because you know, even if you get stopped out 3 times trying to enter this trade, the overall you know, the risk to reward, even if you get stopped out 3-4 times, you're still going to end up making money. That's the point of stop losses and take profits and buying in at areas of value. So I have my fourth buy set right at the bottom there at 1085. We'll take a quick look at Propy. Or are you talking pro for stocks or Propy for crypto? Because there's, yeah, two different pro tickers. But in the meantime, we'll look at Ondo while I wait for you to type that. Ondo, we're still at the point where we're waiting for another daily dot. We did end up closing the candle below that zone, so that's not fantastic. Technically, at this point, we're waiting for our next zone, our next dot, down at 65, 69 cents. Yeah, Propy. Okay. Propy is pretty cool. I like that, you know, you can do real estate transactions. Like, you can actually buy a house with BTC through Propy. They do all the title work, like everything was legit, you know, the deed, all of it. You can actually buy a freaking house with Bitcoin through Propy. And everything is recorded through the blockchain, so it cannot be fooled with later on. Pretty neat. Anyway, you know, you have a very large bat pattern structure here. You closed your daily candle right at that bullish HSI line. That's, you know, it went straight for it, but then it halted, right? You really don't want to break these wicks right there. It's kind of comical looking for these hop levels sometimes. Who knows where it, negative 16 cents. That's where the hop level is. That's kind of funny. It's entertaining. Honestly though, the closer you get to 71 cents, the more you can kind of strategize along with this, because, you know, you retested your dot. I still say give it more time. I say give it more time yet. It'd be nice if we complete this bad action magnet move on the RSI and, you know, complete some sort of double bottoming structure closer to 71 cents. Yeah, like on the 4 hour here. Give me 71 to 75 cents again. A new dot. We can look at Propy again at those levels. Take a peek at Akash here. Looks like we're getting a little bit of reaction at that line. This is exactly what you want to see with your RSI. We just get a big impulse V-shaped test right here, RSI pointing straight up. We really want to get that above 50. Our HSI is already there. That's fantastic. We want to get our RSI above 50, right? Right. I also like that we just juked this Pi Phi band again. Hopefully we can close above it. Yup. That's the cool thing about these this harmonic software, is it really gives you an idea on how to buy the areas of value. You know, you wait for these oversold confirmations, and then you try to get in as close as you can to the bottom, and you ride it out. RSI's above 50 now. Let's go. Let's close it right here. 2 seconds, 1 second. All right, candles closed. RSI is above 50. Let's go. All right. Now we wait. We need a little bit more confirmation to the upside, but it's looking good so far. This is the recipe that you want to see. Can we check Doge on the 15 minutes? Yes, we can. Check Doge on the 15 minute. Who put all these lines on my chart? Um, yeah, yeah, it's there, right? You got your HSI dot, and you have your dot retest. You had your Pi Phi band retest. You had your volume spike right there. Your HSI and your RSI are above 50. This could very well be the start of a nice looking W bottom, and then just thinking out loud here, that looks like an 886, so this is to an 886 to an 886, boom, like that. Play out the bat. If the bat plays out to 18, 19 cents, or maybe it turns into a deep crab and goes back to 20 cents or something like that. But yeah, this is looking good. It's looking good. Preferably would have wanted to get in closer to 16.5 cents, but honestly, anything under 17 is looking all right. Just going to the 5 minute. That's exactly what you want to see with those HSI lines. But yeah, yeah, Doge looks decent for a very short-term long play. Uh, Keep in mind though that weekly, it really looks like it wants 11 to 14 cents. So as soon as you're in a good amount of profit on that Doge long, it might not be a bad idea to sell a good amount of it off. Actually, take your profits. That's the only way that you can actually make money in trading, is if you take profits. Uh, yeah. BTC getting a little bit of love here. BNX broke the mini bull flag on the 5 minute. Hmm. BNX broke the mini bull flag on the 5 minute. I don't know, man. God, it looks so strong until it's not, right? I don't know, man. Just kind of playing around with it. God, it looks so strong until it's not, right? Akash working on another dot. That's nice. BNX. Oh man, we really need to break this line here, because that's like a pretty clear area. Like, get me above 104, like right now, BNX, so we can break this bull flag. Hmm. All right, all right, all right. How we doing, Akash? Still just chilling. Anybody else in the YouTube chat have requests, even if it's on the 5 minute, whatever? Let's just keep the content rolling. Keep rolling, rolling, rolling. Not like the guy in the Discord. His name is Roland, but like Kid Rock Roland. What? Anybody else in the YouTube chat have requests, even if keep rolling, rolling, rolling. Not like the guy in the Discord. His name is Roland, but yeah, like Kid Rock Roland. What? Hit that like button. Yes, sir. Doge. Sure, we'll look at Doge for a fourth time. Doge, Doge. Hopefully we close above this HSI line right here. That's what you really want. You want your RSI here to be above 50, and we need to get above that. That's on the 15 minute though. Weekly, still, you're looking at something in there, hopefully, maybe. Or we just stop right here. Who knows? We could stop right here. What if? Could very well stop right here at 16 cents. But if not, it's a very quick ride to 11 to 14. And the 4 hour, there's just no volume. Like it looks, yeah, just no volume. Still no volume on the Doge. Bow, 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 bow. Polygon. All right. We'll look at some Polygon. Come on, BNX. Break that shit. Break that fucking line. Polygon, Polygon. That thing took a hit, didn't it? Man, 22 cents. 22 freaking cents on Polygon. The weekly is pending the dot on the next green candle. So technically we gotta wait 7 days for it to confirm, right? We gotta wait 7 more days. But the weekly dot's there on Matic Polygon. Look at that. Look at that. Crazy. 22 cents. All right. So your 3 day though. Let's look at the 3 day. That's a pretty good looking shark pattern. You still don't have your dot on the 3 day, so you might take a couple days to bounce around here. If we end up failing this terminal line at 23 cents, your next bet is 15 cents. Your Pi 5 band is already at 13 cents. Your hop is in the negatives. That's not great either. But yeah, it looks like you got some more downside yet on Polygon. HSI still pointing down. You failed your last dot. Pi 5 band down at 17 cents on Polygon. No relief yet, no volume yet. Let's look at the 5 minute just for fun. Yeah, I mean, you might just get a little bounce here like everything else. That about it. BNX still chilling. Akash still chilling. Do 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 woo, do do. Yep, yep, yep. All right. Ludang for the boys. Right? Gotta have it on the weekly. Absolutely gross. Luckily, when we were live trading this thing last Sunday, playing around with it. A few people got the software. It was pretty cool. Um, so we were playing around with that. I was teaching some people how to use it, and hopefully we're going to be starting to do that more live and on stream more and stuff like that. But right now, the weekly on Moodang, that's floor discovery. A little bit more floor discovery for you. 3 day, we still need we still need two green 3 day candles to print a dot on the 3 day. So at least another 6 days on that. The daily, waiting on our next arrow. Yeah, yikes. 12 hour, just not even anything to report there. 4 hour, we failed our last dot again. Um, RSI way below. Yeah, Moodang looks not good. Not good. 4 hour, we failed our last dot again. RSI way below. Yeah, Moodang looks not good. Not good. Start cycling through some of these and try to find something cool looking on the daily. UX Link, man. Oh god. There was this other dude in this Discord, not my Discord, but another Discord, um, that hit my line exactly, guy. But he was telling everybody to buy UX Link up in the $3 range, and I was like, thanks for the short indicator, because it was. Like he was telling people to buy right here. Came out with news articles telling us how it was going to go to $20. So now we are very rich off of this short. And now we're waiting for the next dot down at maybe 40 cents to try to go long on this thing. Oh, my last A cash buy just hit. And I have a feeling that my stop loss is about to get hit too. RSI and HSI no longer look very good. We just printed that last dot there. Man, I guess we'll find out. That's the point of trading, though. You just kind of stay in it until it either works or it doesn't. You can only go off of the variables that you're given, especially on the 5 minute. It's so close. It's literally right at it. Okay, there it goes. Yep. So that's, you're stopped out. Boom. And that is that. That's live trading for you. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Just like everything else. But that's exactly why you set stop losses and stuff, because that way you get out of your trades with very minimal losses, and then you can go try to find the next one. And then if you don't set stop losses, then you get farther and farther behind, you know. But, normally when I stick to 5 minute trading, um, I really like to just stick to like Bitcoin and Ethereum because they have enough volume where you don't, the software and technicals and the indicators, everything works better with more volume, more trading action. So I usually like to stick to the Bitcoin and Ethereum charts on Coinbase for my live trading. But that doesn't mean you can't find hidden gems and you know, learn because that's what we're here to do ultimately is learn how to trade. You get stopped out, but and it keeps going down, and that's why you set your stop losses so you don't have to ride that whole wave. BNX 5 minute. Are we gonna do it? Are we gonna do it? Almost looks ready for a short term short. Fuck. Man, if BTC keeps going down, this is gonna not work, but I really hope it does. All right. Well, we can always wait for the next live trade, like on BTC or something. But I don't know if you guys want to hang out for hours on end. All right. Well, we can always wait for the next live trade, like on BTC or something. But I don't know if you guys want to hang out for hours on end. All right. Well, if you want to continue the live streaming or the live trading, I'm thinking about moving it over to the Discord so we can all chat, hang out, whatever. Um, I gotta go put my kids to bed real quick, so I'm gonna set it up in the Discord and then I will be back in a jiff. All right. Keep it fucking minty fresh. Yep.